Hey, what's up everyone? Silver Slayer, welcome back for today's video. Today we're going to do a different type of video. So I was watching the JRE podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, and it's a really good podcast. He has some very well-known people on there, from Elon Musk all the way to, entrepreneurs, all different sorts of, there's martial arts, MMA fighters on there. He interviews basically anybody and everyone, a lot of comedians, as he does his own stand-up. And today was interesting. He has a very wide and open-minded range of subjects that he talks about, from space flight to mixed martial arts to, the industries, from everything. And he talks about Bitcoin. He's talking with the CEO of Twitter, and they're talking about an app called Cash App. It's by far the most popular app right now to send money, from person to person without having to use an actual bank. And he brings up Twitter because Cash App does allow you to buy and sell Bitcoin on there. So he's talking to the CEO of Twitter about Bitcoin and kind of what the idea was behind that. And they kind of discuss this, and he makes some interesting points. And it's just interesting to see two people who are outsiders from the crypto enthusiasts, but still see the benefits, and they talk about this. So I want to play this clip and just kind of share my opinion on what they're talking about and some of the points they made. I think it's a really interesting video. I think it would be interesting for you guys to see if you haven't seen this. A lot of people do watch the Joe Rogan Experience, but I definitely want to show this because it is interesting, especially for investors, to see this and hear what they have to say. So I'll put this full screen and we will get this started.
Process with, one of the things that's kind of cool about the Cash App is that you can buy and sell Bitcoin with it.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to consider other forms of cryptocurrency as well?
Not right now. So back to the internet. I believe the internet will have a native currency.
Really?
It'll have a native currency, and I don't know if it's Bitcoin. I think it will, because just given all the tests it's been through and the principles behind it, how it was created, and it was something that was born on the internet, that was developed on the internet, that it was tested on the internet. It is of the internet, and the reason we enabled the purchasing of Bitcoin within the Cash App is, one, we want to learn about the technology, and we want to put ourselves out there and take some risk. We're the first publicly traded company to actually offer it as a service. We're the first publicly traded company to talk to the SEC about Bitcoin and what that means, and it made us uncomfortable. We had to really understand what was going on, and that was critical and important. And then the second thing is that we would love to see something become a global currency. It enables more access. It allows us to serve more people. It allows us to move much faster around the world. And we thought we were going to start with how you can use it transactionally, but we noticed that people were treating it more like an asset, like a virtual gold, and we wanted just to make that easy, just the simplest way to buy and sell Bitcoin. But we also knew that it had to come with a lot of education.
So basically, he made some really good points. First, he talks about how he just wanted to make something that was easy, that was global. And I always talk about this. Cryptocurrency is very beneficial because it is a global currency. It's like everyone in the world learning how to speak the same language, but in a monetary form. Do you understand how beneficial that can be? So I thought that was really interesting that he also acknowledges the power of a global universal currency that everyone can use. But then he goes on to say he understands people see it more of like a digital gold, where almost not even like an asset, but they see it in different spectrums of light than like a stock, just like a stock or share, which was interesting. But the thing is with Cash App is by far the easiest, user friendly way to send money. All you do is link a debit card. You can send anyone cash instantly. You don't have to get banks to confirm it or anything like that. But he's also saying this is really complicated, so he had to really understand this. He said he also likes that Bitcoin started on the internet. He likes that it became, it is the internet basically. He had to also talk with his team and research this, understand it. But not only did they have to understand this, they also had to make this easily accessible for the everyday user to be able to buy and sell Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is still very complicated. It's not like you can just go, and it's not like PayPal where all you do is make an account. You have to still learn about all this and learn what a desktop wallet is and how to send a transaction, and making sure that you copy and paste the right, the right addresses so you don't lose all your funds or accidentally, so he's saying that he tries to simplify it down so everyday users can access, buy, and sell on this platform, but also making it accessible for them to be able to do this and have the platform. So I think it's really interesting that they did this. I can play a little bit more of this interview. I just wanted to stop right there and talk about that because he made some really interesting points. It is really, really fascinating to see apps like Cash App integrating Bitcoin. I think this is definitely a direction we need to go, because cryptocurrency on itself, just a decentralized asset on the blockchain, is too complicated, too complex. So if we're starting to interface centralized platforms like Cash App with Bitcoin using the benefits of both sides, that's where we can get somewhere. Because Bitcoin's idea is perfect, but alone itself is too complex for the everyday user. But also Cash App by itself can't thrive in the ways of the digital world with some of the benefits that Bitcoin has, like the universal transactions with zero to little fees. So they're almost complementing both of each other and using the benefits of both sides to come together and create one entity, which is really, really, efficient and innovative in itself. And I think that is the direction we need to go in the world. Use the benefits of both sides. What worked with Bitcoin, what didn't work with Bitcoin. I think the complex and the complex the complex way that it was to be able to buy Bitcoin, not even knowing how to sell it and get your money back, how seriously complex it is, especially if you're trying to learn how the blockchain works and understand it for an everyday user that doesn't even know about technology, learning what hash rates are and all that, and scaling and Bitcoin mining difficulty and all that. It's way, way, way too complex for the everyday user to learn. It takes weeks, if not months, if not years, to really even understand it, understand what it's doing or what's happening. So to be able to just take that out of the picture and almost be able to buy or sell just as you would with a debit or credit card, so the everyday user doesn't have to learn all that like we cryptocurrency enthusiasts had to a couple months ago when it first started. For me to even buy or sell Bitcoin, I had to really understand the blockchain. Nowadays, you don't have to really do that, which is a luxury to a lot, but also I feel I'm still thankful that I had to do that, because that can give me an upper hand in a lot of situations. But still, the everyday user, most people don't want to. I'm an investor, so I value that part of the journey with learning cryptocurrency. But most people don't care about that. They don't care how the blockchain works. They just want to buy and sell their Bitcoin and use the benefits and reap the benefits of that asset. Same with Cash App as well. No one wants to understand how Cash App works. They just want to be able to send money instantly to their friends or family, and not have to worry about the fees and all that with banks and all, So it makes sense. I really do think this is a great idea. I'm curious what you guys think about this. I will post the link to this video in the description. Make sure to like this video if you thought it was enjoyable. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to watch the rest of that, they go for about another 3 minutes. But for the sake of this video, I don't want to make it too lengthy. If you guys want to, or if you guys are still interested in what they're talking about, just click on the link in the description. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, or if you thought it was entertaining. I posted another video on Fidelity. Fidelity offering Bitcoin coming in March 2019. So a lot of new things happening with Bitcoin. Cash App has interfaced Bitcoin for a while now. I think a couple months now, like 5-6 months now. So that's not a new thing, but it is interesting to see the CEO of Twitter speaking about this subject in a way that is pro Bitcoin. A lot of people steer away from it, but for such a large audience who has such a large pool on the internet, for them to be seeing the benefits and not listening to all of the FUD and all that, it does make sense. It's very interesting to see, and it is cool that we're moving forwards and learning how to use both sides of the system in beneficial ways to contribute each other and come forwards, and just keep becoming more innovative day by day. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you already haven't. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.